Elizabeth, sometimes I feel like I know a lot of English words, but when it comes to actually using them in everyday situations, my mind just goes blank. Like, what do I say when I bump into someone, or when I want to politely interrupt?
Ah, Johnny, you've articulated a very common challenge. Many learners possess an extensive passive vocabulary, yet struggle with the spontaneous retrieval and application of appropriate phrases in real-time social contexts. It's the difference between knowing the bricks and knowing how to build a house.
Exactly. I know the bricks, but I can't build the house. I just need those go-to phrases, the ones native speakers use without even thinking. The essential daily English sentences.
And that, my dear Johnny, is precisely what we're here to construct today on the English Commute. We're going to equip you with a curated collection of essential daily English sentences and top phrases for a myriad of common situations, ensuring you're never at a loss for words.
Welcome back to the English Commute. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Elizabeth. Let's get to work. Let's begin with everyday interactions, Johnny. These are the small yet crucial exchanges that pepper our daily lives. Consider the scenario of accidentally bumping into someone.
My go-to is usually just sorry, and then I try to disappear. Is that enough?
While sorry is perfectly acceptable, the nuance here is to offer a slightly more elaborate, yet still concise, apology to convey genuine regret. A more elegant way to phrase that would be, "Oh, I'm so sorry, my fault entirely," or "Excuse me, I wasn't looking where I was going."
My fault entirely. That sounds very British. I like it. So, it's about adding a little extra to show you actually mean it.
Precisely. It elevates the apology from a mere utterance to a sincere acknowledgement. Similarly, when you need to get someone's attention politely, beyond a simple "excuse me," you could say, "Pardon me, do you have a moment?" Or "I'm terribly sorry to bother you, but..."
I'm terribly sorry to bother you. That's good. It's like you're being polite, but you're still getting what you need. In the real world, I usually just hear people say, "Hey," or just tap someone on the shoulder.
While those are indeed common in very informal settings, the more formal phrases demonstrate respect and can be particularly useful in professional or unfamiliar social contexts. They create a more favorable initial impression. Next, let's tackle expressing gratitude and appreciation, Johnny. Beyond a simple "thank you," there's a spectrum of phrases to convey deeper sincerity.
I usually just say thanks or thank you very much. What else is there?
For a more profound expression of gratitude, consider phrases like, "I truly appreciate your help," or "I'm incredibly grateful for your support." If someone has gone out of their way, you might say, "That's so kind of you," or "You're a lifesaver."
You're a lifesaver. I like that. It's punchy and really gets the message across. So, it's about matching the level of thanks to what they did.
Exactly. The nuance here is proportionality. Overuse of highly effusive gratitude can sound insincere, while understating it can appear unappreciative. A more elegant way to phrase that would be to add a specific detail. "Thank you for helping me with that report. It saved me hours." Our third category is agreeing and disagreeing politely, Johnny. This is crucial for nuanced conversations, especially in professional or academic settings.
This is tough. I usually just say "yeah" if I agree, or "no, I don't think so" if I disagree. But sometimes that feels a bit blunt.
Indeed. While directness has its place, particularly in informal contexts, a more elegant way to phrase agreement would be, "I couldn't agree more," or "That's an excellent point." For partial agreement, "I see what you mean, but," or "I agree up to a point, however."
I agree up to a point, however. That's perfect. It's like you're not shutting them down, but you're still getting your opinion in there.
Precisely. And for polite disagreement, rather than a blunt negation, consider, "I respectfully disagree," or "I'm not entirely convinced by that argument." You can also soften your disagreement with phrases like, "I understand your perspective, but I have a slightly different take."
So it's about being firm but gentle, not just saying "you're wrong."
Exactly. The nuance here is to maintain a respectful tone, even when presenting a contrasting viewpoint. It fosters constructive dialogue rather than confrontation. Let's move to making requests and offering help, Johnny. These are fundamental for collaboration and social harmony.
If I need something, I usually just say, "Can you?" or "I need." Is there a better way to ask?
While can you is grammatically correct, a more elegant way to phrase a request, particularly a polite one, would be would you mind or could you possibly? For more formal requests, I was wondering if you could, or I would be grateful if you could.
Would you mind opening the window? That sounds way nicer than "open the window."
Indeed. These phrases convey deference and respect. Similarly, when offering help, instead of a simple, "Can I help?" consider, "Is there anything I can do to assist?" or "Please let me know if you need a hand."
Please let me know if you need a hand. That's a good one for being proactive without being pushy. In the real world, I usually just hear people say, "Need a hand."
Both are acceptable, but the longer, more formal phrasing can be particularly effective in professional settings or when addressing someone you don't know intimately. It conveys a greater degree of professionalism and willingness. Our fifth and final category for today, Johnny, is expressing opinions and giving advice, which requires a delicate balance of assertiveness and humility.
This is another tricky one. I don't want to sound like I know everything, but I also want to share my thoughts. How do I do that without being preachy?
A more elegant way to phrase an opinion would be to preface it with a softening phrase. Instead of a direct, "That's a bad idea," consider, "In my opinion, it might be more effective too," or "I tend to think that this frames your opinion as a contribution, not an absolute truth."
I tend to think that that's a good way to put it out there without being too strong. So it's like, here's my thought, but it's just a thought.
Precisely. And when giving advice rather than a directive, consider a suggestion. Instead of "you should do X," try "perhaps you could consider X," or "it might be beneficial to try X." You can also use phrases like "if I were you, I would," or "have you thought about?"
If I were you, I would. That's a classic. It feels helpful, not bossy. So it's about offering guidance, not giving orders.
Exactly. The nuance here is to empower the other person to make their own decision, rather than imposing your view. It demonstrates respect for their autonomy and fosters a more collaborative interaction. Key takeaways for your English commute.
All right, Elizabeth, this has been incredibly practical. For our listeners who want to sound more natural and confident in daily English, what are the top 3 takeaways from today's episode?
Firstly, diversify your everyday phrases. Move beyond basic apologies, greetings, and thanks. Use slightly more elaborate expressions to convey sincerity and nuance.
So, instead of just sorry, try, "Oh, I'm so sorry, my fault entirely." Level up the basics.
Secondly, soften your agreements and disagreements. Employ phrases like, "I couldn't agree more," or "I agree up to a point," however, to navigate conversations politely and constructively.
Be polite even when you disagree. Don't be a blunt instrument.
And thirdly, frame requests and advice as suggestions. Use phrases like, "Would you mind?" or "Perhaps you could consider," to show respect and encourage collaboration.
So, ask nicely and suggest gently. This is actually super actionable, Elizabeth. I feel like I can start using these phrases today.
That's the objective, Johnny. To empower our listeners with the linguistic tools to navigate their daily interactions with greater confidence, clarity, and social dexterity in English.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of the English Commute. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Elizabeth. We hope you feel more confident to use these essential phrases in your daily English conversations.
Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this episode with anyone who wants to sound more natural and confident in everyday English.
And we'd love to hear from you. In the comments below, share your favorite new phrase you'll be trying this week, or a challenging daily situation where you struggled to find the right words. We can't wait to read your insights.
Until next time, keep commuting, keep learning, and keep mastering those essential English phrases.
Goodbye for now, everyone.
See ya.